Well, this has been an examination of the retail market for petrol and diesel run by the Competition and Markets Authority, which is concerned that competition was weakening in that market. And as a consequence, drivers, consumers, businesses were paying more for fuel, and they have found their suspicions were right. Particularly a weakening in competition in the supermarket sector. Huge volumes of fuel sold through supermarkets, particularly the big four supermarkets. Many of them for several years linking it in attempts to offering deals, link it to attempts to try and encourage people to drive to their big out-of-town supermarkets and get discounts for shopping as well as buying. Well, they've found that a weakening of competition between the supermarkets has seen prices effectively go up. We should remember the vast majority of the amount of a litre of fuel is still taxation and crude oil pricing. Crude oil particularly has fluctuated because of the war in Ukraine. But the retail margin, that's the bit that's added between the refinery and the petrol pump when we fill up our vehicles, that has grown. The cost of about 6 pence per litre, about £900 million in total extra spent by consumers last year as a consequence. The cause, they say, is that prices have gone up like a rocket, as the saying goes, and down like a feather, particularly the role of Asda and Morrison's to a slightly less degree. Those two supermarkets, Asda in particular, offered the cheapest prices for many years. But for the last couple of years, they have not reduced prices as quickly as they might have done after those rises. Morrison's likewise, they've not cut prices as much. Tesco and Sainsbury's, the other big supermarkets, they haven't had their own independent pricing policies. They've just pegged their prices to the cheaper rivals, Asda and Morrison's. And because they have not been reducing more, all supermarket customers have been paying more. CMA says one remedy here is to get real-time fuel information into the hands of consumers. So force suppliers, force retailers to provide real-time information that can be shared with consumers and drivers. You can imagine a world in which it's available via your sat-nav in your car, that you might be relaying via your phone, and that will help drive down prices. The government this morning have backed that 100%. The Chancellor and the Energy Minister, Grant Shapps, have both said the law will be changed so that retailers will have to provide price information in real time. Last week, interestingly, supermarket bosses or senior figures were in front of MPs on the Business Select Committee, and Morrison certainly said they would support that scheme. Plenty of others have. So there's going to be a change in the way we access fuel information. That should introduce some more competition. It won't change the fact that taxes and oil still ultimately set the price of fuel.